Welcome back to our weekly Icarus Patchnotes discussion. I'm here with Karel, so I'm gonna quickly join back into Discord with him. Hey Karel, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, and you?
Not bad at all.
Good, good. It's weekend, so
Oh yeah,
Patchnotes,
yep.
and
Weekend's done working, time for gaming.
well,
Always
every
good.
day is for gaming, but
True,
days
true.
work and more gaming. It's a balance. We have to make our time to put in our passions and hobbies. So
True. Sometimes you have to stop playing so you can do some work. I know.
yeah, it's that inconvenience of that Monday till Friday kind of thing. But yeah, luckily it goes away every week.
Exactly. Right. Week 147. We have our field guide update. So we have a massive new item encyclopedia in the field guide. We have added a new item section, the field guide, that acts as an encyclopedia for everything craftable in Icarus. So this week's comes with a massive quality of life edition, an in-game wiki of items craftable in Icarus as a new section of the field guide. This includes where to find them, how to craft them, what to do with them, what to use them for, and what they are connected to. We also introduced some new exclusive bobbleheads for owners of the Stationeers game, another title of Rocketworks company, as a thank you for supporting the studio. Plus, we have a small update on where our null sector is up to and what's coming next week. So let's jump in and let's have a read, shall we? Couple of notable improvements. Prospects without local save files are no longer shown on the load screen. This should fix the issue where players would incorrectly see past multiplayer games in this list without having access to the save file. So if I was hosting on my own PC and you joined, the game would still be in your load screen. Is still shown in your load screen.
Yeah.
Even though you couldn't access the save file because I was hosting it locally and not on the DS, it now
hmm
no longer will show. So it will clean up your prospect list,
hmm
so less confusing, etc., and more cleaner overall.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, after all, you couldn't access that game, that prospect anymore anyway, because you weren't hosting it yourself, and it wasn't hosted on a dedicated server. So yeah, it's a good thing it's no longer showing on the load screen.
Yeah.
Another one, mounts are now bound to the account that claimed them instead of the specific character. Now this should fix the issue where players bringing down mounts that were claimed by a different character of the same account weren't able to properly access it. You know, you can send up your tames and your pets and your
Yeah.
mounts,
Mhm.
and you can call them down on another prospect. So you can get a Tusker in Prometheus, for example.
Yeah.
However, if you claimed it with one, if you claimed it with one character, you sent it up, you called it down by another character.
Yeah.
You
You don't get the
couldn't
bonuses. Yeah.
you couldn't give it commands like follow, stay,
Oh,
etc.
oh, those things as well. Yeah.
because it wasn't your mount.
hmm
Uh, was a tad annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
changed it so
yeah.
now the mounts are tied to the account and not to the character. So you tame it with one character, you send it up, you call it down with another character, and you basically claim ownership with that other character with which you called it down.
Okay. I assume it just changes, or it's basically just a compound, as they said. So
Modifier state icons are now ordered. First, you get the biome modifiers, then aura modifiers, then permanent buff and debuff modifiers, and then all the way at right, the temporary buff debuff icons. So
Okay.
basically, you're well rested, you have just drunk something, all those
Yeah.
icons, those buffs, debuffs, the
Hmm.
food buffs and
Yeah, yeah,
debuffs,
yeah.
the order in which they're shown, they're now ordered in biome, then aura, then permanent buff debuff,
Yeah.
then temporary buff debuff.
It'll be interesting because that means a lot of things would slot to the left because food would be seen as a temporary buff slash debuff.
Exactly. So
So
it's all
the
the way on the
longer
right.
food buffs, yeah, which makes it a little bit of an awkward one. It means they'll slot in on the left, and usually because you see it's a debuff as well. Now
Yeah.
debuffs are different color, I think, I hope. I remember, I think they're different colors.
Red.
But exactly. So it's like, oh yeah, where is that? No, it just used to be, I recently got bit, so I know it's going to be to the right. What's my current status? Ignore everything on the left. Anything new would be to the right. Oh, it's a slash or it's a whatever. Now realistically you can look at the icon. But now it's suddenly second block to the left or fourth block to the left or however many buffs there are. So it's a small, semi strange change in my opinion. I don't see the actual
Uh,
point, but maybe as you use it, it'll
well,
it'll
it
make
does
more
make it
sense.
more clear. Like, is it a temporary buff or debuff or an aura one? For example, there
Yeah,
are you have a talent for the Moa,
yeah,
which gives everything within its aura a speed buff.
yeah.
That one would be more to the left because it's an aura buff from the Moa and not something on the player itself.
Not true.
So it kind of makes I kind of can see the uh,
Yeah, more
validity
longer,
of yeah.
more longer buffs would be on the left, basically, which is fine. Which makes sense. So
Further adjustments to player lighting with a focus on light strength and progression. Wood rag torch, wood flare, biofuel lantern, and a flashlight are affected. So wood rag torch will light even less apparently. Just go to the lantern. So you have the wood rag torch, and then you have the other torch which you use a sulfur to craft,
mhm.
which gives a bit more light. Biofuel lantern gives more light and like progressively
Yeah,
more. A tad of a pity though, because the wood rag torch was always a nice and easy one to craft on the go. But
yeah. I mean, it depends on how much they've adjusted it. I mean, it wasn't the best thing in existence because its distance was pretty pathetic to the point where if you're running through the forest at night, you're still hitting face first into little shrubs and bushes and stuff because you can't see jack. But
and
yeah, I mean,
it has become worse. I can tell you
as it
that.
is. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, realistically, a torch in the dark of a forest will give you a fairly large amount of light. Just saying, it depends on the size of the flame, obviously, but in a dark forest after your eyes have been adjusted, it's you
Well,
know,
the torch is good if you run over encumbered, because then you can't move that fast anyway.
yeah, true,
But
but even
if
then,
you're not encumbered and you have your bow out and you're like zipping along, you want a
yeah,
better light source.
no, I know, it's just yeah, I don't know,
It kind of makes sense, it does
it
give
does,
you
but I
an
would say.
incentive to craft better light sources.
No, I would have said would have been easier is to decrease the duration or the durability of the torch because a torch lasts too long. Because if you put fuel to a stick and wrap it with a piece of cloth and put a fire to a piece of you know flint or spark or light or you light it, it's not going to last longer than a minute or two or three. I know that you can dip it in tree bark sap and then do this and that and then it's still there, but that will definitely should burn out way quicker than a current torch does, and there is no repair function to that torch. That's technically you should have made it more inconvenient to have the torch, which then forces you to get a better option to then move up. That's at least my opinion. But
Yeah, the torch
having
being
just a burn
I'm
item,
I'm I'm in a pinch. I need
just
some light
yeah,
quickly.
I
So
need
let's
some
quickly make
light
one.
quickly. Not I will have something which is supposed to make light, and I can't still see jack. This thing is absolutely useless.
Well,
Versus It's a
You
pain to
can
use
still
it.
use it whilst mining.
No, but even then, you see what I mean,
Uh,
though. The thought process of the nerf or isn't there. You should look to it with it anyway. Like I said, it's fine, but it's the same thing with the flashlight. The flashlight has its inconvenience, it has its distance, but it's a focus-oriented light. There's
yep,
a
directional.
trade-off for what you get it.
Yep.
You shouldn't be nerfing it. There should be like, oh yeah, great. I need to make 20 flicking torches with rag torches to basically last a tenth of the duration of a lamp. And yeah, sure thing, the light is a little bit better. Not so much, you know, I can finally see what's going on around me. It's just, and the risk for putting things aflame in your house should also be much higher because, yeah, walking around with a torch in your house isn't going to exactly end well. So,
No. Well, the
so yeah,
biofuel lantern does have more durability than a torch.
no, it does. But you see what I mean? The thought process is maybe a
Mm.
little bit wonky there. But let's move
Yeah,
on.
maybe they could have made it even less durability, but
That's the thing. It's like, hey, if you're using, that's the thing that sort of, because it's like, oh, I'm in a pinch. I really can't see anything at this point. You know what? Let me just craft those 20 torches using the only couple of sticks I have left. Or, oh no, now I need to go pick up sticks to make a torch because it costs more resources to craft a torch. Let's say, for
hey,
example, you just make it
be
more
be
resource
glad you can
intensive.
still cut up a piece of wood into sticks in the dark.
For example, yeah, but that's the thing. So I
Yeah.
understand, but it's about the people being prepared and,
But like I said, it does give you an incentive to make better light sources. So from
but
that
that's the
point of
thing.
view, I can definitely understand this.
But yeah, let's carry on then. So
Added CPU access to the badge Jeever that didn't already have it, along with the Jeever for the Black Wolf trophies. Now this is to fix crashing when placing down a Black Wolf trophy, and it may re-enable the fur on the badge. I've seen people complain like, hey, I placed a Black Wolf trophy and my game crashed. I've
oh,
placed
yeah,
down a
well,
fair amount of those back in the days without having any issues.
yeah,
I haven't done one lately though. So,
yeah, well,
but hey, fixing crashes is always a good thing.
nice. Next one is an interesting one.
Added cargo hauling talent option to the horse and Tyrannus talent trees. There was one on the
Is that
buffalo already.
is that
So,
the one which allows for the hard points, or is that only for
no.
additional
Cargo
workload?
hauling, this is the one, I believe this is the one which gives your mount more speed when hauling a cart.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense then,
Yeah,
actually.
like Buffalo already had one.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. But the horse and Tirana should
the
have as
horse
well
and
then.
Tyrannus, you can have them pull a cart as well. So
You
it
should be
does
able
make
to.
sense. I'm missing
Yeah.
it for the Tusker though.
Tusker.
Tusker can hold a cart as well.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Tusker.
The big fluffy thing with the horns.
Yeah, it's very specific.
The
That's a buffalo. That's literally
no, the
almost
white
anything.
one.
The big fluffy thing. Yeah,
The Styx Arctics.
yeah. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. I
With the
think
big
it's like yeah,
horns,
yeah,
which can
yeah,
do
yeah.
a massive attack, which has a chance of doing the slash damage as well.
Yeah, I would say it shouldn't fit to that one because it's an Arctic animal. It's not really going to be pulling carts. Now, yet again, it depends
Uh,
on the zone because if there were sleds in the Arctic, they would probably be used to do so. But
well,
I'm just saying,
you can have it pull a cart, so I would say it should have the cargo hauling talent as well. Then,
it would actually be cool if you actually the carts wouldn't work very well in the Arctic, and you had to actually build a sled, like a dog sled kind of thing, where you would then
yeah, but then make it so you can quickly on the go switch the wheels for the sleds
nope,
and
it's two
back.
different items. There is no. You would need to have like a little base on the edge, so you would actually switch over to it. Make it
So
difficult. Anyway,
just like put down the irons and like let it lift up the cart a little bit, so the wheels don't touch the ground no more. So if you travel through the Arctic, you come back in the forest, you can then like pull them up, and then the cart drives along on its wheels again.
yeah,
Otherwise it's not going to be useful, man.
yeah. Well, like I said, it's like if you've got an art, like I said, the cards just will not work, and it either slip around or it refuses to work. But yeah, like I said, it's you can maybe use like a special item that actually had the capability, but never mind. Let's just move on.
Buffalo and other mounts have their roll and twist rotation zeroed on reload. This should be a reliable band-aid fix for issues where mounts would become permanently rotated / on an angle.
And that's something we
Um,
talked about earlier. Yeah.
like the Daisy who likes
Yeah.
tilts more and more and more and more and more, the Buffaloes, Tuskers, etc. Um,
Yeah.
I've seen an
Just
image on Discord, someone who had a Buffalo which was like about horizontal, so
yep.
that should be fixed now, which is good. Because it was a
At
tad,
least,
tad annoying sometimes. I mean, I
yeah.
sometimes I made use of it to like look under the map,
Yeah.
but
But it
yeah.
makes sense that it's a good fix. So at least for the time being, unless there's something bigger wrong in the system, but yeah, it's okay.
Fixing the charging device, as was no longer charging powered objects after the new data table enumeration switch. Oh, oops, charging table, not charging base no longer working. That's no good. Glad
Mm.
they fixed that. Chickens will now automatically deposit their eggs into a nearby coop within 10 meters if they are unable to path inside the coop for whatever reason. Now chicken coops from the beginning had an issue where it was like very hard for chickens to actually path their way into the coop. They have done multiple, they've attempted multiple fixes for the chicken coops, still not working proper every so often. Um, on my solo Prometheus open world, I have this small chicken pen with a coop in it. Every so often, one egg is in the coop and all the others are on the ground. So they can kind of path into it, apparently, because sometimes there is an egg in. But yeah, most of the times the eggs are just out on the ground. Now, if
Yep.
they're in the coop, their spoiling time slows down. So yeah, it's a good thing they know, like basically teleport their eggs over a distance of up to 10 meters into a coop.
Yeah, I haven't seen chickens at all, so
On the other
that's
hand, I have a couple of hundred eggs which I don't use. So it's really
yeah.
important? Not really, not for me. But for people
Well,
who are actively using the eggs in foods, this is a good fix.
yeah.
Right, this week, field guide update items. You have a picture of the field guide above.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a search bar, always handy. A lot of items here. Iron pickaxe showing. Shows the recipe: 6 iron ingots, 4 leather, 5 wood. It shows where you can craft it: anvil, forge, and foundry. The stats are displayed. The tool set in which it belongs: the iron axe, iron knife, iron pickaxe, iron sickle, iron sledgehammer, and iron spear. It shows you the attachments you can put on an iron pickaxe. It's going to be handy.
I did like the attachments one though,
Yeah.
because I mean that's one thing it's like, oh, what can I fit to this thing? It's like, oh, what options are there? Can I get this or that? That's why it was definitely one of the things that was daunting to me. Was like,
Well,
I have this thing. What do I slot into it? What would be the best option? There's this grid over here. I was like, oh, this doesn't fit. Oh, this doesn't fit. This is a lure. Why do I see a lure when I'm trying to figure out what's going into my pickaxe, kind of thing.
well, in
So it's good.
the alteration bench on the left side, you could already filter on like pickaxe, and it would only
Hmm.
show you
Oh
attachments
yeah,
for a pickaxe.
true, true, true. There's definitely a way around it,
Uh,
but in this case, at least it gives you an easy access to without having to go to the bench, for example, to figure out what's going on. So it's like, well,
yeah.
what do I need to get to make this? Oh, that'll be useful. So let me go find these resources. rather than having to head all the way back and be like, or open a tab or a wiki page somewhere.
But also,
So,
like, where do you craft it? Sometimes I have something like, okay, I want to craft this. Now, where do I have to craft? And then I physically look in different benches. Where do I craft this? At least now in the
yeah, I
field
think
guide, you can like straight away see where you built it.
yeah, you just have to open it and then get to the page in question. So,
True,
or the
true.
item in question. So,
The field guide has been upgraded to include a new items section. Now, this new feature acts as an encyclopedia for all in-game items, showing where they are craftable, what materials they need, what they're used for, what other recipes require them. This is something you mentioned last week. Which stats they have, what sets they belong to. Now, each item is also linked to all related items, so you can navigate quickly when researching your next recipe to craft. Like, I want to craft a fabricator. What do I need for it? Oh, I need electronics. Click on the electronics. What do I need for it? Where do I make it? Stuff like that.
what options do you have for it? Because obviously, there's various ways of making electronics, but
Actually, there's only one, but yeah.
well, to
Epoxy.
make epoxy,
Epoxy
yeah,
is a
epoxy,
material used
yeah,
for making electronics. And indeed, epoxy can be made in different benches with different recipes. So,
yeah.
yeah. Now, J is the default key for bringing up the fields guide in game. So you have like the bestiary, you have the fish guide, and now you also have the items guide. We have also linked this inside each item's context menu, so you can open the field guide directly as you play. So right click the item and then open the field guide, I reckon, something like that.
Ah, so that makes sense. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Now this is a yeah.
No, I was wondering. I know some mission items, got me confused about where
Yeah.
do we just assemble it in our inventory? Do we have to go to a bench to assemble it? I know sometimes it's in the mission notes, sometimes it wasn't. So I'm not sure if this would help with those situations. But at least there's if it did, it's a different option of getting to that information. If you're sort of get used to it as a default,
Yeah.
oh, I can use this to see what the heck what's going on.
Well, they did start adding it indeed to the quest tabs, like build it in this bench, but it wasn't always
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
And I know we had multiple times where we were like, okay, now where the heck do we have to craft this? Is the crafting bench? Is it inventory? Is it an anvil? Etc. Etc.
Yeah.
So if those items are in the field guide as well, definitely going to be helpful there. Now, this is a substantial quality of life upgrade designed so that any future items added will appear with all their relevant connections and information from the day they're introduced. Now, ultimately, this should replace the need to Google this information and just leave the game to find it. Like tab out, Google, where, what,
Mm.
how, and being attacked in the meantime, which you don't notice
Yeah.
because you're Googling, etc. So, good quality of life update.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see how it goes. To be honest, I mean,
Well,
I'll
let us know your
appreciate it.
feedback on this new edition in feature upvote. We will continue to improve it as time goes on. So if you use it and you're like, hey, this could be better or that should be changed, do put it in feature upvote.
Like I said, from my update content would have been related to the fact that it would be useful sometimes to see what you could use certain items for. Like, oh, I picked up some cacao leaves. I don't know what this stuff is used for. Oh, I can make tea with it. Oh, it's used in this recipe. Oh, it's used over there, for example, rather than searching for the item. Anyway.
Coming soon, Null Sector. As mentioned in previous weeks, the Null Sector, the Free Prometheus expansion, will include new operations, new exploration mechanic, new mutated creatures, and one new giant creature. We're still actively working on the Null Sector, with some big mission revamps in the work, more narrative, more dialogue, and more missions to provide the experience it deserves. Now, this region is not for the faint of heart. All the adjustments and differences are geared towards this being a hardcore survival challenge. So make sure you enter it prepared. I.e., I'm not gonna drop in there with a fresh character. No sir, I'll play it from my open world. Now, if you're interested in reading about what we plan to do with missions in the future, there's a link to a previous patch notes detailing some more info about missions. This week, exclusive Stationeers bobbleheads. We have released Stationeers themed bobbleheads that are unlockable and craftable from the blueprint tree for owners of both games. So you need to own the Stationeers game in order to be able to unlock the bobbleheads. Stationeers is another Rocketworks title that heavily influenced aspects of Icarus in its early development and still does to this day. If you enjoy the hardcore parts of Icarus, you will have fun struggling to survive in Stationeers. Now, Stationeers is a space station building and management game that focuses on engineering, resource management and survival. Players construct and maintain their own space stations, managing various systems like oxygen, power and temperature. The game emphasizes realism, requiring players to understand and manipulate complex systems to keep their station operational. You build and expand structures to house your life support systems, whilst exploring planets to gather more resources for your station. It is full of intricate mechanics that requires careful planning and problem solving, making it addictive for fans of simulation and engineering games. There's a link to the Stationeers page on Steam here.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Feel free to
Because,
try it out and see, like, hey, is this maybe something you want to play in co-op as well?
looks a little bit like it looks different than I was expecting it to be, but there's like a little piece over there would almost look like what's it called? Kerbal Space Project, a little space. What's it called? Kerbal, the rocket thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But anyway.
So next week, more quality of life. Next week we'll be focusing on further testing our null sector zones. We're planning to open up the experimental branch early for players to give us feedback while we iron out any bugs. So going from closed beta into open beta. As for the update, we plan to release a few small quality of life fixes next week while this is happening. You wanted to say?
Yeah, sorry. Are you planning on doing that yourself, or are you going to wait for the main release?
Seeing how often I stream Icarus and I don't want to have to like switch between branches and having to like back up everything, I think I'm gonna wait till it comes out proper. Unless unless people are gonna ask me like, hey, can you stream a quick sneak peek into? Then I'll consider it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So your support makes these updates possible. There's always the links to the Icarus Pets bundle with some more dogs and cats, which is the Pet Companion pack. The Creature Comfort pack with more saddles, more and better water troughs, food troughs. I have to say I'm using saddles from the Creature Comfort pack, which gives me an extra speed bonus or an extra melee defense bonus for the mounts, always handy. Also the food trough, there's a nice tier 4 food trough I can make, which makes the Omni food very useful. You can make even OmniFood from spoiled plants. And OmniFood has a way longer spoil time, so very good for your for your animals. You don't have to gather food that often no more, cause it doesn't go off. The powered uh, water troughs are connected to power to the water source, water network, so you don't have to manually fill the water troughs no more. It is handy.
Yep.
Now, pet companions like a couple of cats and dogs, horses, like the proper horses. They're not really different from Terranus, but they look different. So, and the zebra rescue mission. If you want to be able to ride zebras, you need a zebra rescue mission, which is part of the Icarus Pets bundle. And the dynamic complete the set bundle, like basically get everything you don't have yet. Now, as far as new content goes, basically field guide, a lot of it. Update field guide, procurement text for stone and oxide, where and how to get stone oxide. Commit refactor, yeah, thank you. Tag the plows for field guide, electronic exotic procurement. Basically about everything in here is about the field guide. Added cargo hauling talent option for horse and talent tree. We talked about that one already. Made adjustments to the text on various shovel items for clarity. Unlock stationary's DLC package data so we can query for the game, so the game knows whether or not you own stationaries, so it knows whether or not you can unlock the bobblehead. Fixed network inspection, not opening when aiming at a deployable. I don't have it that often, but if it doesn't open the network inspection, it's annoying indeed. So I'm glad they fixed that. Chicken coop, more field guides, bobblehead, field guides. Yeah. So let's quickly continue to the fixes.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't want to go through all the field guide
No,
entries. I mean,
no, exactly. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. To be honest, that makes it actually nice. So fixes.
Committing quest fix for a Riverland stockpile. I'm thinking, have I seen someone complaining about this mission specifically? Don't really recall.
Riverland stockpile, is that the one of the fishes?
Riverlands is Olympus, northwest.
Yeah. Because I remember there was a one mission with all those, you had to catch a ton of fishes, like fish.
Not sure it's that's in the Riverlands though. I have
Okay.
done multiple catch fish, like at least one on sticks. No, I don't think this is the fish one.
Okay, well.
Added apex DM meshes for left and right concrete corner stairs with the concrete and internal wood. Apparently the concrete ones, the meshes were wrong. Fixed now. Committing a fix for crafting modifications table. The alteration bench. Trail beacon icons no longer show on compass. Then how are you going to be able to like follow the trail? Do you have to use some kind of device holding in your hand to see what the direction of the new trail beacon is, maybe?
I think, to be honest, what might work, in my opinion, is almost like, well, they can't use certain mechanics because I recently discovered that certain mechanics can't be used in different games because certain publishers patent the game mechanic, which is silly if you ask me, but
Yeah.
you know, that's just the world we live in. But one of the options would have been, oh, there's an arrow that points you in the direction above your head. Not really that bad, but probably, because if it's not on a compass, then it'll probably be maybe like a device, yeah, like a
Yeah.
handheld little the ore scanner thing.
I mean, um, if they were shown on a compass, then it should only show the next one in the trail. Otherwise, your compass might be like get flooded with trail
But
beacon
I think that's why they removed it.
icons. Yeah.
I think that's why they removed it because you saw that picture. There's a lot of them that you make a little dotted line
Yep.
to figure out where you're going. I'm assuming. So I think what I was thinking about immediately was like almost like a pulsating like ripple from like which game am I thinking about? There's like a grenade sort of close to you, and it's like it's got like a hey look at me kind of like a pulsing ripple effect. If it's almost like your not so much that visible, but you know your ore your what's it called, the mineral spawner thing that does the
Yeah.
ore.
Deep vein scanner.
Yeah, the respawn ore thing that sort of like
Thumper.
pulses out. I think it's the thumper. Was it that one that does sort of like you could see like a pulse beacon on
Yeah.
the screen as it sort of like went. It'd probably be that. It'll be more visual than it
Yeah.
would be
The
like,
the
oh,
uh,
the next one is.
the blue circle going out to scan.
But
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 yeah,
also judging. Yeah,
I think like use a device like the deep vein scanner thingy, which tells
yeah.
you like where is it, direction and distance. Well, not really distance, it's percent, but
Yeah.
definitely direction. And then the closer you get, like the higher the percentage get. And as soon as you're like 95%, oh, I have to start looking around because I'm almost standing on top of it.
Yeah. It could also be sound, because I know that some games have like if you're looking towards a certain, it's like click, 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 and then it's like that's direction. Okay, it's like
Yeah, but then
like,
I would assume it would still be a device.
yeah, probably, but you don't have to look at it. You just
True,
have
true,
to listen. So there's multiple senses that we could make use of.
true. But yeah, no longer on the compass apparently.
Okay,
Uh, com-
that's expected because it would clutter it. But anyway,
yeah. Committing a fix for cropplot tooltips is it wasn't converted over to use the new resource DT enum. Tooltip. Eh. Fix few typos, especially because they don't say where. Can't say much about that one. Uh, spawn
yeah.
actor node switched to be spawn AI to fix build error, which is good. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had a new game version. The next one as well, resaving UMC resource connection. It was causing issues at compile time. You can't compile, you can't build, you can't get a new game version out. Fixed typo in a cooling bandage description. It's just a typo, but still. For grammar Nazis like me, I'm glad they fixed those.
Yeah.
Optimize expensive 4K plus texture to reduce video memory consumption. Always good. Light strength and light temperature adjustments made to the standard fireplace and the gold deco fireplace. The art deco. Huh. It was a decent source of light if it's lit. Although nowadays I tend to make use of the dehumidifier to place it next to the bed. So I don't have to like burn fuel all the time, or if I don't want to burn fuel, I have to like turn off the fireplace, but then I have to turn it on if I want to sleep, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of expect you to some extent to also need to keep the fireplace burning, or else you would, not get a full roasted bonus because you actually end up freezing. It's sort of because
Mm,
currently we just skip the evening time. You know what I mean? So if the time slash resources sort of ran, then
but
maybe.
in the moderate biomes like grasslands and forest, sure the
Yeah,
temperature drops a little, but not that
yeah,
much.
true.
You're
No,
not
no, exactly.
freezing. You're not
No,
freezing when
correct.
you
So,
sleep.
so there it should be fine. But you know as well as I do that we have had a couple of instances where we've got like two twigs in the fireplace. Quickly sleep now before we freeze to death. It's like,
True, true. In the Arctic, especially, yeah.
yeah. So if it was like, oh, you actually have to burn the logs, or else you're going to be woken up at like 2 HP, then it's like, nope, we're going back. This is not working.
Yeah, like you need to put a minimum amount of fuel in.
Oh, maybe, yeah,
But
that would have actually worked as well. Yeah, that's fair. That's also fair. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
might be that hard to code, because then you have to like check like what's the current time,
It doesn't have to be
and
that
like
complex. It could
the
just be a rounded hour difference.
yeah, but you have to calculate the time till was it 6 a.m. or
Yeah,
something?
it's
The wake up
not
time.
difficult at all. It's not that
Uh,
difficult. It's
eh,
legitimately just a function call. It's like, oh, it could literally just be like, oh, the display value is this. Now the polling is there, and like I said, it doesn't really matter. You could just do the tick on the hour tick, and it's just a function call to that thing to be like, oh,
well,
great, yeah, what is the value? Oh, it's 15 logs. Oh, okay, fine, 15 logs. Close
if
it
it,
again, open it again. Guess what? The
if
time is
they
still
would
there. It's
go
like
that
15 logs.
way, then they also should do like storm passes, weather event passes during the night.
Yeah, I would think
Crafting,
so.
the crafting continues during the night, etc., etc.
Yeah, those types of things. Yeah, I would think so. But the question is that, you have the damages of certain storms and stuff being left behind, which should also technically be applied because it's not like you're going to wake up, after there's a hurricane outside and then everything is hunky dory. No, you wake up and you're like, where's my roof? Oh, my roof is gone. Oh, okay, I need a better roof. And let's work on that. But anyway, and maybe having something like that enabled in a hardcore mode would be actually quite nice. But anyway, and like you would be woken up in the evening because a wolf decided to start, you know, getting
Gnawing
into
your
your.
face.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say that's what will wake you up or disturb your sleep a little. But
Or you don't wake up at all anymore. It's also possible.
no, I think no, you would wake up, but it's more like because or you can't.
And
You
then
have
and
like
then know
games.
if
Oh, you can't sleep because there's an enemy nearby. So it's like, oh, you can't carry on sleeping, or you got woken up because it's like Valheim to a large extent as well. It's like, oh, you can't sleep because or you can't rest because there are enemies nearby. So you have to go outside and go kill the damn thing, and then get into bed and sleep. Even in like this.
yeah, but then how nearby is nearby? Because there are biomes where
Yeah,
locations in biomes where predators are quite numerous, so you can't sleep
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Hmm?
But like nearby is nearby. It's nearby is probably within a fair amount of the. Now, if you have a scarecrow, then that's okay. They can't enter the zone, so we'll just say okay, they're you've got a field scarecrow, so they're not going to get into the
Now
to
imagine
disturb the
how
distance.
far animals can travel during the night, right? So
Yeah, they can.
you need to clear a fair area.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. Yeah, like I said, that's I carry on. That's fine.
But mark a bunch of meshes in generated prefabs as static mobility. Okay. We did LODs on some underwater rocks, shorter switch distances due to underwater visibility, and sure that the last LOD is low poly and no RFT. And fix the O2 variation using LOD material on LOD 0. Short switch distance due to underwater visibility makes sense. Like as further away you load in a lower res, and when you get closer it becomes more clear, so you load in more details.
Yeah, that's what the whole gaming concept
Yeah,
to save resources and improve performance.
exactly.
Known thing. Been there for many years. Nothing new.
Add no RFT materials for final LODs for meshes which use FFTs. This should alleviate some performance issues by not processing these RFTs from meshes that are far away. Again, makes sense and better for your performance. We like that. Optimize expensive 4K plus textures to reduce video memory consumption. Always good, because Icarus does like his video memory, that's for sure. Charging device we talked about already. Previous changes to wood torch, biofuel lantern and flashlights left them much less useful. Adjusted light strength, fall off and color temp, resulting in overall more light and establishing a tiered lighting progression. Oh, maybe they did like increase the light strength a bit.
Well, like I said, if they increase the light strength of the lamps rather than decreasing the strength of the torch, because that was mentioned above, then that's a different approach, which makes sense. But I would still probably lean towards reducing the durability of the torch in general to make it more tedious to have it, because it is a very crude tier one
True.
item. If you think about how long a bow lasts, a thatched bow, it's like, yeah, a couple of shots and the thing breaks. So, which makes sense because it's a crudely crafted item. How many
I
people,
definitely do agree with you there. However, I am using my wood torches a lot, so from that point of view, I'm like, you know what? I like my durability
I know.
fine as it is. But
What are you
I do
do?
agree.
You, no, that's the thing. What are you doing using, such a crude basic item? It's like, no, you shouldn't even be considering using it. You should have.
Convenience.
Well, that's the thing, and that's where that convenience needs to be broken, because it's like, no, it should be like,
True,
yeah, you make the higher resource because it should be more convenient. But this is the point.
true, but yeah. No, the diagonal and invalid mounts being fixed, also good. Fixing first person wave animation being out of screen view so the proper audio can be applied to the sound. Proper audio can be applied to the sound, okay. And can be seen visually in first person. That wave animation, yeah, you have to be in third person view to see your character do the whole waving, indeed.
Yeah,
Not really an issue, but
no,
adding audio to the wave animation to playback sound when in first and third person. Oh, now you can actually hear it if you're waving. Okay. Always find it funny if you like wave with a bow in your hand. Your thumb still keeps hold of the bowstring whilst you're waving, so you're stretching the bowstring a lot.
no, yeah, true. But did they fix the one where if you're holding the shotgun or the rifle that it sort of waves the entire thing around? I'm not sure.
Where the shotgun like sticks through your hand.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
don't
it
know.
was, yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fix issue where aluminum trapdoor collision was causing players to fall through when closed on dedicated servers. Now I have like my main Prometheus open world. The battery room has aluminum floor with trapdoors. I never had an issue where I fell through them, but then again, I generally don't run over them anyway. So I've never had an issue with this, but apparently there were players who had.
Could make for a funny glitch.
Oh, true, true. Fix issue where servers weren't updating the animations of windows and doors correctly if they weren't rendered. They never rendered on dedicated server, leading to desynchronized collision locations on server versus clients. Windows and doors. Will this now, hopefully this will also fix the issue where if you open a door and you shoot like through the door opening, it is hitting the door, even though the door is opened.
Yeah.
This is very annoying. I mean, you open the door and you're still standing inside. You shoot an arrow, like on a 90-degree angle to the wall. So
Yeah.
it should run parallel to the door, but somehow it hits the door and it sticks in the door on a 90-degree angle. Very, very weird.
Yeah.
I noticed it in Prometheus as well, where I did this operation where I had to defend a base against an endless stream of animals, where I opened the gates and I tried to shoot out of the gates. I had to walk past the gate, otherwise I was shooting the gate itself even though it was opened. Very weird. I hope this fixes that issue, because it's annoying. Reduce weight of several aluminum deployables and building pieces. Aluminum is supposed to be light anyway, so.
Yeah.
Lighter than steel and concrete, that's for sure. Lighter than stone, lighter than wood.
Yeah, it's lighter, but I wouldn't say it's exactly light, but yeah.
Light-ish.
Yeah.
Fixing blend space issue with first-person hands using the space station hands animation for idle, which caused the hands to distort and bend the fingers on the character when running or sprinting. I don't know, never noticed this. Visual fixes, okay. Replaced item icons, iron item icons, to more grayish ones, to better show their iron and not steel, for example, I reckon. Removing adjusted blend space, which was causing issues with arms getting in the way of the aim animation when grenades were aimed and walking or sprinting. Fixes all problems. Wow.
They said that last time.
Lowering left arm when sprinting with grenades. Don't run with scissors, don't sprint with grenades.
I think don't sprint with grenades is a good advice.
Yeah. Further adjustments to player lighting with a focus on light strength progression. Wood rack, torch, wood flare, bifur lantern and flashlights affected, so more work on the lighting. Now, I have no idea in the order in which these fixes were committed. So we have this one is fixed, and then previous changes above left them much less useful. If the previous changes to the torches left them much less useful was implemented after this further adjustments to player lighting, then it means that we're like, oh, now it's not enough light, we're like increasing the light strength again. But it could also be the other way around. No.
Don't know. You don't buff and nerf an item in the same patch, or at least you don't mention it if you
Uh,
do. So.
well, this is basically a list of tickets.
Yeah, I know, but that's my point. So it's like, yeah, it confuses us, but it does mean that somebody has to go test it. So, add it to the
That's
list.
where experimental bronze comes in.
Oh, this is future, yeah. No,
This
yeah.
is
No, this
fixes.
is fixes. No, exactly. So it needs
Yeah,
to be tested.
but the patch is being rolled out on experimental bronze a bit earlier. So
No, I meant now.
they change something, they roll it out on experimental, and
Oh,
then
okay. Yeah, they assess
people
the
play it
feedback.
and they
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
feedback, and then yeah, okay, and now we have to adjust it. So there's multiple
Okay.
tickets about the
Yeah.
same issue.
It'll be hilarious. It's like, I'm trying to make the light brighter. What is going on? And another developer is like, I'm trying to make it darker. What?
Yep, that's why I have a ticket system. So at least you can see what someone else has done. If they properly update the tickets, that is. Adding correct audio for the charging station. Thank you there. Reducing the chance of wolf howling at distance in the idle audio event to allow the animations of the howl to be the main howls. Currently you hear the sound effects too often. This will
Yeah.
help reduce it. On the other hand, I do make use of it, like, oh, I hear a wolf, now I know where to go to find a wolf to kill it.
Yeah, I know, but I do like the fact that they would make it a less common occurrence because it makes it, oh, I hear a wolf howling. That's actually cool. And, not as, oh, there's another wolf around that I have to go kill.
I want to go kill, because I need the bones for epoxy.
No, that's correct,
On
but you have to
Olympus
go
sticks.
hunting. You have to go
Yeah,
hunting. You have to go find them. Not just, oh, there's wolves over there, and there's a wolf over there, and there's a wolf over there, because I can hear them howling every 10 seconds. It's
yeah.
like,
So I
wolves
know
don't
which
howl.
direction to go to find animals to
No,
kill.
stop being lazy. Go do it like normal people should do. The back in the old day. Have your face eaten by a pack of wolves because they surprised you. So yeah,
Yeah, that was back in the days before I had the C animal health bar talent. Very
yeah,
helpful
true.
talent.
I took that from the beginning because I knew it was very helpful right from the start. It was
True.
probably one of the first talents I took.
But I take
So,
it, I always do it in the solo talent tree.
I didn't even know it was viable in solid talent tree.
Yeah, it is in the solo as well as in the multi.
Oh yeah, but you lose it in if you're in a multi then. So
Yeah, but if I play
oh, no,
in
no, no.
if I play multi, so if there are other people there and I do get killed, they can revive me. So
True. I
less
just like to see it all
slightly
the time.
slightly less
Yeah.
important for me
Yeah.
when playing multiplayer. However, it is handy that you have the talent. So if you do run
Mm,
through the Arctic, for example,
I always
you
enough time
don't
for that.
run around the corner and then stand face to face with a polar bear.
Yeah, it's like you're in front and I see you go around the corner and then you come back around the corner running for your dear life and I'm like, oh, I see a health bar coming around the corner. Let me turn around before that health bar comes around the corner.
Exactly.
So
But
yeah,
yeah. No, modified state icons ordered. We talked about that.
yeah. I think my health bar thing is going to be very interesting and very useful in the dark sector.
The North sector, yeah, supposed to be
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
predators there. So
yeah. Just don't tell them to nerf my talent, please. I need that talent there.
yeah, don't worry. Creating a unique event for the Tuskers idle audio to be used for the Mount Tuskers. Oh, they're gonna start making sounds now. Cool.
That's good. Adds to the immersion.
On the other hand, reducing the rate of vocalizations on the mount idle to make sure it doesn't become annoying for the player, especially if you have a lot of mounts.
True, but it's also about making certain things more, special by
Yeah.
having it not occur all the time. It's like, oh, my wolf howled. That's cool because, he doesn't howl that often. It's been 2 days and now it's a nice big moon and then it's or at night. It's like, oh, he's howling outside. It's cute. Or, make it a special thing rather than this is annoying. How do I make this thing stop making noises? Oh, put a shotgun to its head and, oh, there we go. The noise has stopped, kind of stuff.
But yeah, you know me, I do collect quite a few mounts ever so often. My
Yeah,
main Prometheus open world has quite a few mounts in the pen.
yeah, that's correct. At least one of each, or two of each, or three of each. So,
At least three of each, yes.
and that's
Uh,
excluding the fact that I still want them to bring out unique coloration or variants of mounts that you could maybe find rare spawns of. But that's also something I hope that they look into in the future.
and then I'm gonna need more mounts because I want at least one of everything.
That's correct. I know, but that's my point. Because
Yep.
yeah, oh, there's an albino version of the buffalo. That is so cool. Why
Okay,
don't you go catch
let's go grab three. One for you, one for me, one for Echo.
it? Good luck finding three rare mounts. I'm talking about like
I know,
0.1%
I
like
know,
spawn
right?
rate kind of stuff. Like you really like, oh my God, don't touch it. Look at it. It's amazing. But it's a baby. It's obviously like because it's on the baby coloration. So you would need to maybe it's on maybe it could be a random roll on maturing. That would be interesting. So you wouldn't find it. You would have to because I know a lot of like
Oh yeah.
art has the type of scenario or gaming things where on maturing it has a chance of having a rare pigment or something like that, where it's like albino or a cool pattern to it. A lot of games like Warframe once again has different Cubro like patterns on their fur and different sizes as well. It could even be a little bit of a bigger model, so it's not a small or a tiny or a medium large or a large. It's an extra large version of the thing, which is a rare spawn rate of it, and that alone, just that alone on its own is so much grinding, but
Oh yeah,
content in
definitely
terms of
grinding.
I
So
finally have this massive custom albino buffalo. Look at it. It's absolutely stunning. I need to protect this thing with turrets and everything because this is rare and there's value to it. And then,
yeah.
that's what I mean. That would be
So like
pretty cool.
I have to like go out and catch like 200 moas and
Not so much to,
like
oh yeah, yeah,
tame
yeah,
them
to babies,
in
yeah,
order
yeah, yeah.
to get finally this nice green one with the red head and the blue wings, for example.
Well, for example, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a custom one. It's a unique thing, for example. It doesn't take too much coding to bring that into consideration. I mean, they would need to do it, but it would definitely add, if they did that into like that ability into a, because it's just a skin, it
Hmm.
is just a skin. If they added that feature into the pest companion, the whatever the freaking thing is they want money for, then I would be like, I would pay that then, because it's like, yeah, I want that. I want custom model variant, RNG based, go grind your backside off to get a thing that looks cool. And I like that because it's very unique and you would be able to see it because look, that's cool. And you can't have that kind of thing. So it's
Yeah.
that because it's just a skin. It doesn't make it faster. It doesn't make it stronger. It doesn't do anything else other than the pure look.
Yeah.
That is 100% cosmetic. But anyway,
It
that
looks
that would be
unique.
cool
Yeah.
too. And it would be unique. It's also like a, but that would be a pretty cool thing. But anyway, carry on.
Let's see. Fix a bug where Enviro suit would be returned to the hub if player returned any meta items using the Orbital Exchange interface. Added in some extra logging to track down meta loadout initialization issues. So you send back your pickaxe and then the pod leaves and all of a sudden you notice like, hey, I have no Enviro suit no more, now I die. Oops. That would be annoying.
Sounds sounds fair. You know.
Yeah. I'm glad they fixed that. I still think they should give you, like, I don't know, tier 5 or so, possibility to create a airtight room
Yeah, yeah. To do
where
the
where you
thing. Yeah,
can
to do
like
it. Yeah.
switch out Enviro suits. So you
No, I
don't
say
have
that's.
to fly back up all the time to switch out an Enviro suit.
No, I 100% agree.
I would so build one.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
I mean,
Um,
I don't care, make it a massive resource sink. I don't
yeah,
care. I'll build it.
just make it possible, basically.
Exactly. I mean, look at what you all can make. I mean, you Aquaria with a carbon paste, not carbon fiber, but carbon paste. So yeah, you can make it
Yeah,
watertight. So you should also be able to make it airtight. You have
that's true.
a compressor. You can make a compressor. How hard would it be? You already have a water pump, so just make an air pump compressor.
Yeah,
You have like the oxygen generators, the whole shebang. So you
yeah,
should be able to make such a thing.
I agree.
Anyway, fix Shengong and Larkwall and Faro suits not having first person reskins applied. Never actually noticed it myself, because I usually don't run around that much in just in a Faro
Naked.
suit, only during just after I land, up until the point that I make leather armor. However, I have seen people indeed stating like, hey, I got this other Enviro suit, but first person view of the suit is different from third person. And like first person, you still have like your basic Enviro suit, but
Hmm.
I'm wearing a Shengong one. Should look different. It's only in first person though. Third person it was correct. So now they corrected it for first person as well.
Good.
Shortening a bunch of excessively long audio events to reduce voice counts. Okay. Adding bonehead
I still
audio.
think
Yeah.
I still think that that one mission we did where you were arming the nuke and that sound that the thing gave was
Ooh,
definitely
that
an
one, yeah.
experience. So they need to do more of those types of things. Because sound is important. We've discussed this,
Yeah,
many times for
definitely.
immersion, and it's good that they're working on the sound. So they definitely have like a sound artist or somebody in lead to kind of improve the immersion side of things. And he probably did that work on that thing, and that's yes, more of that, please.
Do you recall the quest audio for the Styx Ring Lake quest? Where you heard
Remind me.
the prospectors die in the background?
Uh, uh, no, I can't say it rings a bell, but I mean, I can't remember if I've even done that mission, but sound can stick to you if you
Uh,
remembered something cool.
I
And
mean,
that sound of that nuclear thing arming was an insanely cool
uh,
sound.
but
So,
imagine the people recording that audio. So you like gurgling and sputtering and like panting and
yeah,
like dying in the background,
yeah,
making
you
that
have to
sound.
act. Yeah, it's acting. The
Yeah.
game is acting. So,
I,
it's part
I,
of
I, I so
yeah,
like that mission audio. Oh man, it was a good one.
yeah, that's good.
Let's see, adding bonehead audio to successful hit layer in F mod, fixing a few weapons where it felt too quiet for a successful hit. Yeah, if I hit something, I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Um, added new button in the escape menu to copy current player coordinates to the clipboard. Fixed Icarus compass widget crash in editor. Copy current player coordinates to the clipboard.
Yeah,
What would
maybe.
this? Yeah, this would be useful actually if you wanna like log a ticket. Like, hey, there is this flying tree. These are the coordinates.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is a good point.
Here's
Yeah,
a gap
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
world.
There's
This
a
is the
tear. Yeah,
coordinates.
there's a tear in the map in the floor. This is the coordinate. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That makes sense.
yeah. Instead of like putting like
Around G4, and then it's like,
yeah,
oh, where? Let me look where. No, I
like
don't see it.
print
Where?
screen of the map fully zoomed in, but
Yeah,
it's still quite a rough location.
yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. No, I do like that idea because
Uh,
it's like any GPS is like these are the coordinates. I'm standing on top of it,
yeah.
and then you can literally just go there. So yeah, makes sense.
Fix UMG to fix compile error. Compile. New Zealand spelling. Prospects without local save files no longer shown on the load screen. We've talked about this one. Prospects in the load screen list are now sorted by date last modified. Prospects associated with the current character are still shown above the non-associated prospects. So basically the one you played last is at the top of the list. Makes it easier to get the
Yeah,
correct
that makes
prospect,
sense.
especially if you have
Yeah.
a lot of open prospects.
Or characters, because I remember, yeah, it's like, which one
Uh,
is the one? Is it the second or third one? No, it's not this one, it's that one. No, it's
yeah.
the second, first. Oh, that one. Yeah. So it does make nice. That's a nice change.
I'm not sure how it was, how the sorting was up until now though. It might be alphabetical.
No, I think it was just the sequence of characters creation. It was top down, and then it was like, oh, that's my oldest character, but which one I played last? I can't remember. It was one
This
of them.
this is prospects. This is not character list.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was character list.
No. Prospects in the load screen.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. No. That was I thought it was characters.
So I have quite a few open worlds. I have decent
Okay.
list of
Open worlds. Yeah.
prospects. Yeah, the one you played last being on the top is gonna make it easier to determine like, okay, which one was I playing again?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Mounts now bound to account instead of character. We talked about that one. And chickens now automatically deposit their eggs into the coop. We've talked about that. We get some future content. Let's see. Ice Mammoth Arena added 3 new types of birds for the mammoth to spawn.
Birds. That doesn't make any sense.
So Ice Mammoth, sounds like Arctic, but the
Yeah.
arena apparently will have like birds in the arena as well. Some Arctic birds.
Those are the bats. I don't know.
3 new types of birds
Okay.
as well.
Yeah.
Camping chair as a mission prop. Added functionality to allow NPCs to show a mission UI and kick off a mission. So no longer on the contact device, but the NPCs can actually give you missions as well.
Yeah, true. Sounds cool.
New NPCs to have recorder components so they can persist between quests. Cool, so NPCs are gonna persist.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Adding collision to the large exotic rock, and somewhere further down it's gonna state somewhere something like it's in the back of the mining truck. Large exotic rock. New mesh copied from the meteor. Medical scanner now works with mounts and characters. Cool. Still don't know what the medical scanner is, cause I haven't played the closed beta yet, but
I'm guessing, you know, what would actually be pretty cool is if there was like weird diseases or things that your characters would suffer from. Like, because as I mentioned, it would be pretty cool if you had NPC statuses, like they have to be well fed, well sleeping, well slept, warm, and all these things in order to build up a good health. But if there was obviously bad things about them, it shouldn't just be like, hey, what's the matter? And then it's like, oh, I suffer from, you know, these conditions, please help. It's like, oh, I'm fine. But then the scanner would tell you, no, they're actually malnourished, they're cold, that's why they're slow, and these types of things, rather than making it easy, because yet again, it's supposed to be difficult. And yeah, anyway, that's something like that would be, you know, an idea.
Set up new medical effect ship. Red Road. So you have the Swamp Road. Apparently we're getting a lava variant as well. Lava Road in the North sector.
Yeah.
I wonder whether or not they give different trophies.
For?
The Lava Road compared with the Swamp Road. So I can have on my fireplace the mantle, chimney mantle. I can have the Swamp Road on the one side, Lava Road on the other side, and it being different, visually different trophies.
Okay, that whole conversation went over my head because I thought you said Lava Road, as in
No, no, no.
RLAB.
With a T, Lava Road.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, it's good to have variations of taxidermy things because it
Yeah.
adds diversity, and it's basically a model with an option with a radial wheel option. But it does take, you know, visual artists or coder or like designers to implement these. It doesn't take that much effort because you already have, if you have a good
Well,
talented artist, they're able to make
exactly.
them.
You need to make the mesh.
So yeah, it's exactly. So it's not that bad, and it does add diversity. So having variations of it is, you know, very useful. Same thing for statues and all these things. It's like you already have the model, just make the pose different, and bang, done, content.
Huh.
Or do like Spore did, and you were actually able to, you know, modify it yourself. But that would open the door to interesting things if you've got the imagination for it. So yeah, you know, don't give people too much power.
Tent ropes no longer cast shadows. So this means we are getting a tent.
But it's interesting that they no longer, so they had definitely more, so it's performance-wise probably improvement,
Yeah.
but
But what I read
uh,
from this as well is we are getting a tent.
true. And a tent is pretty useful actually, because
Yeah,
it's sheltered, deployable thing rather than having to build a small one by one to put a bed down and then sleep.
exactly.
Have a workshop item called tent, which is like push button and a thing pops up. Because dude, I've got a tent now that you pull two strings on it and it's done. It's 2 seconds. It's freaking awesome.
I tried it with
It's
the chicken coop,
yeah,
because you can get into the chicken coop. However, you cannot
yeah.
place a bed down in the chicken coop.
Oh,
So, alas.
yeah, it was a good attempt because
Oh,
yeah, you could do it in a rock. So yeah, why not in a chicken coop? So yeah, makes sense. Does it count sheltered if you're in the coop?
that I have not tried actually.
Yeah, give that a
I
shot
mean,
because if it is
let,
sheltered,
let let's forego the question of how do you put a chicken coop in your pocket.
oh yeah, magic,
Magic,
science, science,
TARDIS
black
pockets.
holes, quantum pockets. Just add fancy words in front of things, and that explains it.
TARDIS pockets, bigger on
Yeah,
the
TARDIS
inside
pocket.
than the outside.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Mining truck engine being swapped to the front. Um, adding collision to the mining truck rocks. Yeah, updated the physical material on the exotic meteor to be stone rather than metal. This will play correct sound when players interact with them in the bed of the truck. So the mining
cool.
truck was picking up one of the exotic meteors apparently.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Which
I still haven't managed to get hit in the face by such a meteor though.
it was pretty cool when it landed, though.
Oh
The
yeah.
one that spawned the tree, thing. It was pretty cool. I mean, definitely, imagine because I mean, I can't remember the sound of it. It wasn't as imprinted on me as the nuke arming, but if it had, it was impressive, if I remember correctly. It was a nice sound,
I have
but
once I managed to be pretty close to it,
yeah,
and
but there was
like
no,
the entire screen going white and this big bang and it's like this ringing in your ears afterwards, and
yeah,
screen shake and everything. But I haven't
yeah.
managed to get like hit in the face by it yet.
And it would have actually been pretty cool if there was actually like a randomness to it, so that it actually did damage to the point where the problem is with that is that if you did build a base and luck have it, it's going to come straight towards your base. That's just that's
Base
not
gone.
great. And then
Yeah.
yeah, you're gone, base gone, everything gone.
Like
So
no way to be revived no more because you
nope,
obliterated and
you're just dead.
you
Stay
lost
in
your
your cave
character.
because it's like the type of thing where you exit the hole, your little because you have your base in the cave because that's where it's safe, and then you leave the cave and you're out there, and suddenly meteor storm approaching, and then all you have is panic, get to cover now somewhere. I don't
Yep.
know where it is, just running around like a headless chicken. It's like where do I go? Where is it gonna land? I don't know, but then just running, and then yeah, just pray it doesn't land anywhere close to you, or run as quickly as you can back to the cave
Back to
kind
the
of thing.
cave. Yeah.
Because that's you've got like a minute, you've got 60 seconds before you're going to be uh, possibly vaporized.
Well, if you would lose your character and everything on it, like proper lose your character,
Yeah,
I
that
think
that's
there's gonna be quite a few people who are gonna be a tad upset about it. Like
yeah, like I said,
I spent 20 hours leveling this character and now it's gone. Yeah, so
yeah,
I spent 1,000 hours on my character.
no, but it would be if you could find a balance between definitely doing damage and making it an entertaining event where you don't lose everything. But let's say, for example, yeah, because I mean, if you get hit in the face by a meteor, you should be, vaporized,
Yeah.
anything around you. But yeah, it's up in the air. You can always go back and fetch your stuff, but yeah, it's definitely what you call it, a wrench
Well,
in the engine,
a
basically.
spanner in the wrench and
Yeah, there
a
you
spanner in the engine, whatever.
go.
Um,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah. Now, back in the days before open world, you could actually lose your character if you left it on a planet too long
Yeah,
after mission end. You would
yep.
lose
Lose
your
it.
character,
And gear and everything.
gear obviously, but also your character. So
Yeah,
it did give a sense of urgency to like get off planet in time.
that's why I liked it. That was a
Yep.
good thing. There was a certain risk to it, and that's why certain games, such as, like I said, Eve or any other game where you physically lose it and it is gone, there is no, sorry, we'll give you it back kind of thing. But it does open, and it's hardcore. That's what it is meant. And that does open the gates to, oh, I had a DC or a desync or a disconnect, and I lost my character as such. It's like, tough luck. That's just, it sucks. Yeah, that happens. People have had that happen either because of a slip or a lapse of attention. And that's, both part of the risk and the thrill and the reward.
Yeah,
Because if
but
you've
if you
built
lose
up
your
everything,
character outside your own fault, like you can't do
it
anything about
sucks.
it,
I know it sucks. I
I'd
know
be a
it
tad
sucks.
upset.
I no, you do. You are, and there are people that have quit games because of it, and for rightly so. But that is just, that is in the T's and the C's, that it is not guaranteed. And yes, there are bugs, and I think in some instances they might be able to revert certain things, but that's if it's, server hosted. This is your own hosted thing. You could obviously create a backup before that, and then there's like no point in it because there's no accomplishment. There has to be, on their services and providers. But
Well, you can always make the like promise, like okay, if I die because of my own fault, I let it go. If I die
yeah,
because of a bug in the game or a game
bug,
crash
yes.
or whatever, then I
Self-imposed.
restore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would make sense basically. Now you do lose a little bit of hours of work, which is
Yeah.
also going to be the thing, but the game stability has drastically improved over the years anyway. So it's
Like I did restore my open world
yeah,
because there was a bug in the game where I did not remove the data storage device, so I couldn't complete this storyline operation in Prometheus, thus
yeah,
effectively blocking me to complete the storyline. Luckily, I still
true.
had a backup from before my first attempt, which I have to admit I was a tad ill prepared. But still, like the data transmission stopped at 2% and didn't continue. And that was definitely not my fault, I say.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
understand what I mean. So that's good.
Uh, Adding interactable nodes data table, setting up SLAN's nodes. Apparently you're gonna find some nodes in the null sector, which you can
Mm.
then read and reread later on.
Yeah,
Oil,
makes sense. It would
oil,
have also been fun if you could find more, because I mean, one of the things early in the lore was obviously that type of thing where prospectors, or you weren't the first because there was another lady that was on the
yeah,
planet that was a
Mo.
friend of Saul, Gamo, and it was like it would have been great if you could have found like little diaries or entries or cave markings or scratches or traces
Well,
of
actually, that is kinda ish what the storyline of Prometheus does.
no, no, well, true. Well, I haven't
Like
really
there was
followed it, but
this guy who stole some secrets from Group 15, and you're basically hunting that prospector.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay, well, then
that's that's the storyline. I mean,
uh,
the first mission is like you have to rescue Daisy because it was this one prospector who lost her larynx, and she was like, "Can you go and fetch my blue bag?" That's Daisy. Remember that one?
okay. No, yeah, I remember that one, but that was like, but that's not Olympus. That's
Prometheus, I said.
yeah, I know, but that's the thing. But I'm thinking about like,
Yeah,
new.
yeah, true, true.
So. Yeah.
But yeah, all the pre-built structures
Sorry, Olympus.
in the missions, if you have
Hmm.
missions with pre-built structures, it is from previous prospectors.
No, of course, but I never had that
I don't
in
think in Olympus or
Olympus. No, they don't.
Styx
There
either, I
wasn't a single
think.
one. Yeah, it wasn't there. So that's the point. So I mean, maybe yet again, I'm talking about my back in day kind of thing, but it's
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Oil added oil geyser, oil material. Say we get a new material, oil, which I assume can be used as alternative for biofuel.
Yeah.
I want a biofuel network. So power network, water network, and biofuel network with a big storage tank where you can chuck biofuel in and then biofuel hoses to the generators, for example.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like constantly swap the biofuel cans.
True.
But then again, I want an option like where it automatically switches on the biofuel generators if your power production falls below the power consumption. Although that's kind of what batteries is for, but like automatically switch on and off your biofuel generators.
Oh yeah, that would have been like a backup generator or something.
Like this other game is called Alien Dawn. Alien Dawn?
Hmm. I'm not familiar, but yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's see. Um, Cypher tadpole, fish setup. Mm, Let's see what else. Yeah, the lava road variant setup. Hey, adding great hunts, feature level and DLC package data. Told you it's gonna be new DLC.
Yeah, yeah. There was discussions about the boss specific drops and items and thrones and
Yeah, I like
weapons and stuff. Yeah,
the
pretty nice.
Scyther tadpole, slug grenade, etc.,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
mentioned throughout future
Pistol.
content.
Yeah, there's a lot of things which is cool. Looking
Uh,
forward to it.
Adding Ice Mammoth projectile travel and impact event.
Wouldn't you know, mammoths spit a lot?
Yeah, I know they poop a lot.
Yeah,
One could
I like
consider
the.
those projectiles as well.
Let's hope that that's not the projectile that could be, coming your way.
See a
It's
pile of shit coming your way.
yeah, I would pass. It's okay. I'm not interested in, coming face to face with that. So
So Elysium map blockout. I wonder, is this gonna be the new DLC? The Great Hunt DLC thingy.
it sounds pretty cool.
Great Hunt, yeah. You have like the Prometheus map, but is the New Frontiers DLC. Prometheus map, so the new DLC. Elysium map, code name, maybe.
No, I have no idea what the code name is, but yeah, it sounds good.
Uh, yeah, Elysium added blocked out landscape to the test map. Yeah. Feature locked ape carcass, eagle carcass, and armor stand. To ensure they're hidden from
Armor
the
stands is
field guides and not released. That's gonna be
armor stands is
yeah, it's gonna be
it's good
nice.
because I mean even in Valheim it was nice to sort of if you
Yeah,
weren't using your previous thing to display it, which is always a display, and not even there. The Witcher did it. There's many games that basically just made it so that you could display. Even I think Minecraft, even if I'm not mistaken, but it's like there's tons of games that basically did that. So why not? Makes sense. It's a luckily it's I don't want to. Oh, it's patented. You can't do that mechanic because somebody paid a bunch of money, so they own the rights to putting up. Anyway, it's a joke.
yeah, stupid
People
patents.
are. Yeah, no, exactly. It's bull. It's an absolute bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, I think that's the future content, the things that
good.
stand out most there.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through it, but it's a large amount of it, and I didn't know where to follow if you're there, so I just sort of waited for mentioning of things to provide my feedback. So, but yeah, sounds good. And realistically, we still don't have an understanding on estimation, but for the null sector, it's
Well,
it's
the
going to
fact,
open beta.
exactly, the
Yeah,
fact that it's going to open beta does mean
yeah,
it's
it's
getting
progressing.
closer.
Yeah, exactly. So, who knows? Christmas time. Sometimes game developers and studios don't always want to compete with the biggest development things. Like I don't know if there's a big game released like an Elder Scrolls game or something like that. Most companies would sort of postpone their patches or their updates or their new releases to avoid it because it's
Uh,
a
I'd,
very
I'd say make sure you bring your update out like 1 or 2 weeks before the big, the big
yeah. Some people
numbers,
do it, yeah.
the
Yeah,
big
exactly,
names.
yeah, because they're less flexible than you, so like obviously you don't want to bring out a broken product and
Yeah,
compromise your
but
reputation for it.
also
But
if you bring your update out around the same time or a week
no,
after
yeah, no,
a
no, that's the
big
point.
game, then yeah,
Yeah, nobody.
less
There's
chance of
less
people
interest.
playing your
Yeah,
game.
no, 100%. That's the cause and effect of it. But it's like, it's always going to be a balance. But that's what I'm saying. It's getting to that point now because believe it or not, it's the end of September. So we're in October next week.
So yeah, less than 3 months till Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. Which means, yeah. I mean, there's already Christmas decorations up in certain shops. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that's the patch notes.
yeah,
So, are you going to do your usual gaming thing? I'm not sure if I'll stay online, but thanks for having me on, and we'll definitely chat in the next week's notes.
yeah. You're welcome. You thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure. Have a good evening and a great weekend.
You too,
Cheers.
man. I'll talk to you later.
Indeed, cheers.
So those were the weekly patch notes. I'm gonna take a 10-12-ish minutes break, and then I'll be back with some subsequent gameplay. Probably gonna be Olympus open world, and then we'll check out the new field guide. Can't do the bobbleheads cause I don't own stationeers, but I'm definitely gonna check out the new field guide. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed watching us going through the patch notes, so you don't have to. Uh, like I said, I will be taking a short break, and I'll be back in a bit with a new separate stream with some more gameplay. So thanks for being here, and I will see you folks around.